being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena on the campus of Baruch College in the heart of Manhattan, 25th and Lexington Avenue here in New York City, alongside Jamal Chapman. I'm David Justin. Jamal, first half of runs, I would say, as Baruch up early. City College able to cut it back down to 2, but end up trailing by 10 here at halftime, 43-33.
Yes, we definitely seen the first half, which was definitely a big back and forth between both teams. A lot of Baruch pulling away at various points of the game. Let's give you guys a little bit of scores here. For your Bearcats, matter of fact, I'm going to start with the Beavers, everybody. Excuse me. Beavers, we have Mike White with 9 points, 3 3-pointers on the night, followed by Romello Rashad with 4 points and 5 assists. Those points all coming from the free throw line. You have Isaiah Denard with 6 points and 2 rebounds. And you have Tyler Banks with 6 points and 4 boards.
And it was different because I feel like Baruch really, we'll get to him in a second, but, kind of started off the game with Sixsmith, leading the way with 12 right now, hitting some threes. Then they kind of went to Villar a bunch, really in the post, and then kind of finished off the half with Andre Harris scoring a few buckets here at the end of the first half, has 10 his way. But they got a little bit away from the inside-out scoring, and I really like to see the Bearcats really go back to that and kind of feed Villar maybe a little bit early here in the second half.
Yeah, and talk about the inside scoring. We have Alan Villar, who's shooting 100% from the field tonight with 8 points and 3 rebounds, but only playing 11 minutes. So we look to see if Coach Alisi will give him some more time out there on the court. And also Andre Harris with a couple of ISO plays over on the baseline, shooting over his defenders, has 10 points and 11 rebounds. And William Sixsmith leading all scorers with 12 with 4 3-pointers on the night. And it's always a testament to the Bearcats' depth. A lot of their leaders, a lot of players who've been here, battle-tested, who have gone through many battles with Coach Alisi, William Sixsmith, Andre Harris, Villar, Page, Boateng, and George Smith all on the board tonight with points. And you like to see that your players that you know that you've gone to battle with over and over answer the call and be able to play big for you out there.
And I understand, you give the rotation, you got to rotate guys and bring in Smith, bring in Boateng. But I feel like Villar really gives you I think Smith and Boateng give you a little bit more on both ends of the court, but
Right.
Villar on the offensive end, when they had that scoring drought, I think would have been a nice guy to feed in there and maybe just give him the rock a few times inside and let him go to work. Because I don't think there's a guy size-wise on City College tonight, and it's going to be different against obviously other opponents, but size-wise, Alan Villar, not even just the height, but the size, and I think that this could be a real game where he could come in and dominate strictly because of that. I'm not saying, get away from Boateng and George Smith Jr. altogether, but I'm saying just based off the matchups that they have, when you have a guy like Tyler Banks who's only coming in at 6'3", and you already have Villar at 6'7", so you're looking at a huge size disadvantage. But it'll be City College's ball to start the second half. It'll be Gutich, Banks, Rashad, Denard, and Mike White for the Beavers. On the other hand, for the Bearcats, it'll be Jack Sixsmith. That was an interesting play, actually. Excuse me, I kind of cut myself off. Mike White seemed to lose the ball, and Gutich just picked it up as if it was supposed to be a bounce pass.
And just shot it up and was able to get the 2 to drop.
So it'll be Rashad on Jack Sixsmith. He's on the court with his brother William. Alan Villar, Andre Harris, and Bryler Page are the starting 5 inside to Villar. And it's going to be a travel.
Not the way you want to start for Coach Alisi. Let's see if they get a defensive stop right here.
And it'll be Mike White now into the front court. Rashad has it up top for City College, gives it off to Banks. Banks looking for options. Mike White to Denard. Denard had to have that ball tipped away because that ball went straight in the air. Nice play there by Andre Harris. Trying to throw it, I think, off a leg to go out of bounds. Instead, he just threw it off a leg and picked it right back up.
It's like it just like rotated to skip towards him.
Had some nice English on that shot. Now it'll be Bryler Page now baseline for Baruch. Gives it off to Villar, back to Page. Page is corner three. No good. Rebounded, fought for, tipped away, and it's going to be Banks. Looking like Villar and Harris both fighting with Banks for the turnover. Now Mike White has it going straight at the rim, trying to go up and under against Harris, and does. Nice play there by Mike White. Continuously impressed with Mike White I have been tonight.
Mike White going up against the height of Andre Harris and utilizing the speed right there and able to go all the way to the rim.
And Coach Alisi wants a timeout with 18:29 here remaining. So a quick timeout for Coach Alisi. Already a turnover for Baruch and a end-to-end play there. Only one pass to give it up to Mike White to finish on the other end.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, the way the Beavers are coming out, they've come out with a lot of energy here. Back-to-back points, 4 points, cutting this lead for the Bearcats to 6. And definitely the Bearcats are going to have to slow them down and get a score here on the offensive end once they get back.
And it was almost as if Coach Alisi met his team out on the court and had that huddle very further than we normally see. You normally see it on his bench, a little more reserved.
Right.
That one, I mean, he met him out by the Ray Rankin symbol here and almost at the three-point line to discuss some of the things. And he was visually pointing to areas on the court of where they can improve.
Especially as their leader, he definitely has to put these guys in the best position to win. And what better way than to show them what they need to do.
And Harris shot no good, able to get his own rebound, go right back up with it and finish. And City College very smart there not to foul.
Using his body right there, isolating the defender there. Able to go right back up after getting his own rebound.
Now Rashad has it, handoff to White. Gives it up top to Denard. Over to Banks, handoff to, trying to find Rashad, and he does. Denard has it, now Gutic, left wing. No good, barely grazed iron. And it'll be Andre Harris's rebound, and he'll be walking into the front court looking for options. Didn't find it, took it himself. William Sixsmith thinking about taking that long three. He's fouled by Mike White. That's his first.
There's only so much Mike White could do there. You got the biggest Sixsmith using his body, going straight to the lane on him on that play. Most of the time it's going to be a foul.
Coming in on 2.5 gone here in the second half. Sixsmith has it now. Rashad on him, looking for Page, gives it back to him, right wing. Andre Harris pick left. Page uses it, gives it back to Harris. Harris now working one-on-one with Denard. Backs him in, able to work right to the basket and finish with the left hand. Nice play there by Andre Harris.
Interesting play by Denard right there. Harris just hit him with one move, and then with a bump in the chest, and it's almost just like he just gave up the lane for him to go straight to the rim, as you see what Andre Harris did on that play.
Mike White has it up top now, gives it off to Rashad. To Denard, looking for options. Banks running across. Now it's Jazlik, recently checked into the game. His jumper, air ball, no good. And it'll go back to Baruch. A couple sloppy plays there from the City College Beavers.
And right before you look up, the Bearcats would gain a good 10-point lead.
Now Jack Sixsmith working hard out there against Rashad. Good D there by the 6-foot junior. Now Andre Harris into the paint, but he's fouled. The foul's going to be on number 5, Isaiah Denard.
Isaiah Denard, 6'2". Andre Harris, 6'6".
Now Bryler Page gets the inbound. Trying to go off glass, no good. Able to get his. That was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that should have been a travel, I think, because Bryler Page got the ball back, and I don't know if anyone even touched it. As Andre Harris's three's no good. And Villar picks it up. It'll be William Sixsmith up top now.
Talk about that size right there. Able to create another possession for his team.
I just want to go back to that Bryler Page shot a second. Did you see that hit anything? Because
I didn't see it hit anything, but I'm guessing the refs down there maybe saw it hit another player.
Yeah, that's the only thing, because it was a clean air ball.
Yeah.
Now Alan Villar working in the paint. No good. Andre Harris flies in, though. Able to get the rebound. Almost throws it away to Sixsmith, and he does. And it's, once again, the man Mike White. We've been calling his name a lot tonight. Nice block there by Alan Villar, and he is pumped up the bench as Baruch are fully on their feet.
Not in this house right there. Alan Villar returned to sender on that play. Great block. Great way to wake up his team right there. Let's see a lot. I think we're going to see a lot of energy from the Bearcats from that play.
Adam Gutic back into the game for City College. Rashad has it up top now. Gives it to Gucic, right wing. He's working on Andre Harris, trying to drive. Instead gives it back up top to Rashad. Gives him the pick, though. Nice crossover move into the lane. Jazalik, corner three. Sixsmith closes out. Shot no good, but it's Banks on the rebound for City College. He's fouled underneath, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. The foul here is going to be on number 33, Alan Villar. So after that emphatic block by Villar, he fouls Jazalik, who will go to Banks, who will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, good move by Tyler Banks right there, able to get the offensive rebound and get Alan Villar in the air to draw the foul.
And Banks knocks down the second to cut it to an 8-point lead with 15:38 remaining here in the ball game. As we see Jack Reese back into the game for Baruch. One of the trusted freshmen in John Alisi's rotation. Alan Villar has it up top now.
There's one thing you see when Jack Reese is on that court. He's going to see a lot of speed.
Reese into the lane, off glass, no good. Just off right rim, and the foul is going to be silly. Foul there on Reese. Unnecessary foul, I would say.
It's good to see Alan Villar there, able to stop him and give him a little bit of encouragement.
Checking into the game now for City College, number 14, Athanasius Camberis. It'll be Rashad now to Mike White looking for options. Camberis comes through, doesn't take it. It'll be Gutic covered by Harris. Nice behind the back dribble. Gives it off to Banks. Banks pull up jumper over Harris, no good. Now gives it to Bryler Page now in the front court. Couple crossover. Now Andre Harris. Once again getting into the ISO with Banks. Now William Sixsmith. Deep right three. Knocks it down. William Sixsmith rattles that one home. And Coach Dale's got to be frustrated if you're City College because, once again, leaving this man open and able to knock down the jumper.
William Sixsmith doing what he does best. Grade 3 for the Bearcats. Score is now,
I believe it's 50-39, Jamal. I think there's an error here on the scoreboard here at the Arc Arena. I believe we have 50-39. I don't know if this is going to get sorted out or not.
Yeah. I think it was they gave the 3 to the Beavers. I guess they're resorting it right now.
I believe when it's all said and done, it's going to be an 11-point lead.
Right.
With 14:41 remaining here in the ball game. But William Sixsmith knocking that one down from really deep and giving himself 15 points on the evening.
I mean, William Sixsmith following up what he did in the first half and continuing the second half, adding to this Baruch Bearcats lead with a 3. Andre Harris right now with a double-double. 5 offensive rebounds. That's big. That creates more possessions for your team.
Including the last one, which may have led to the three-pointer there. I think Andre Harris swooped in. No, sorry, that was the previous possession. But definitely a menace there on the offensive end and definitely giving them, just showing the importance of the height differential that they have over City College. So the scoreboard is fixed. It's an 11-point lead with 14:41 remaining here in the ball game. And it'll be City College's basketball after William Sixsmith hit that deep, deep 3. Mike White has it now. Camberis almost ran into the way of Mike White. Wow, that was so much footwork, but too many steps for Mike White. He moved a lot, but I knew he didn't take it He didn't take a little amount of steps. He took way too many steps.
That's one thing about smaller players. They move so quick. Sometimes you can't even tell if they took too many steps or not.
And there it is again, Sixsmith. Ooh, around and out. You know he wanted that one. And he's feeling it a little bit from deep as Mike White dribbles against Sixsmith. Step back, crossover. Gutich to the corner to Camberis. Swings it back around. Rashad calling for it, working on Page. Now to Sixsmith. Mike White working on Sixsmith. Around and out by Gutich, no good. And it'll be Reese into the front court for Baruch, quickly pushing the tempo. Now it's George Smith Jr. trying to get inside to Harris, who eventually does get it inside to Harris. Looking for options. Handoff to Sixsmith. Takes the pick from Harris. And Sixsmith gets fouled. A hard bump there, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Nice play there by William Sixsmith with Andre Harris calling for it on the right wing.
Now realizing on that play that he had his defender beat, went straight to the rim, was able to cause the contact, and be going to the line for two.
Javier waiting to check in for City College. Javier checking in the game for Mike White as he comes to the bench. And he knocks down the second, 52-39, Baruch lead. 13:30 remaining here in the ball game, and Baruch have pretty much in the second half more so than the first, really had it all their way.
Right.
And a turnover there by City College as Baruch will be able to push the tempo. It'll be Reese into the front court. Andre Harris working on Banks. Right to the rim, no good. George Smith Jr. gets fouled on his rebound. And he'll go to the, no, it's going to be, they're going to say it was on the floor. The foul's going to be on number 14, Cam Barris. And it'll be Reese to inbound for the Bearcats with a fresh, well, they gave him a new 20. That's interesting. I thought he would get a fresh 30 there because it was a shot. I mean, they got a shot off. Inbound to George Smith Jr.
No, that is interesting, seeing that they did get a shot up. And did it touch rim?
Inbound now to Sixsmith right off the inbound corner three. And it'll be George Smith, it'll be Reese this time coming away with the rebound. Three-pointer there by Brother Page, no good. Andre Harris gets the rebound, and he's fouled by number 5, Isaiah Denard.
Oh, that's a tough play right there. Denard got really under Andre Harris. That could have been a bad spill right there. Luckily, he was able to land on his feet.
And the problem with it is, like, these guys are just, and now they're getting a reset on the shot clock there. I'm a little confused by that one, but it'll be into Andre Harris. Andre Harris and George Smith Jr. kind of paused on my last thought there, was they get so high that when you know, in order to defend the rebound, when you're going up for it yourself, just because of the height difference, you're going to sometimes be under them when they land.
Right.
Jack Reese has it now working on Cam Barris. Poor shot there. Cam Barris able to alter that shot. Definitely. Now Javier, bounce pass over to Denard. Rashad over to Cam Barris, up back to Denard. Pick from Javier.
Oh, wow.
Goes right into the chest of Reese. Nice defensive play there to keep your feet moving. And now Baruch will be on transition the other way. Bryler Page and one. Count it.
Get him. Come on now. Bryler Page with the basket on that one. Going straight to the rim, taking the contact. And will step to the line to convert the three-point play.
Checking in quickly back into the game is number 1, Mike White. 54-39. Baruch right now on an 11-6 run to start the half. Have an opportunity to make it a 12-6 run with the old school three-point play. Bryler Page shot no good, but it's Andre Harris again on the rebound. And his shot no good. Banks on the rebound there. And if you're Andre Harris, you got to be frustrated with that one.
Yeah, being that close. And talk about the height size. The Bearcats now out-rebounding the Beavers by 13, 33-20.
Jack Reese quickly to Bryler Page in the corner, inside to George Smith Jr. Back to Page, around and in. Good. 56-39, Baruch lead by 17.
Great play by George Smith Jr. to realize he was a little bit out of position. Couldn't take the shot, pass it right back to Bryler Page. Was able to get the shot to fall.
Banks into the lane.
Tough
And
play.
Bryler Page on the ground, hit it, holding his head. And Bryler Page is down, holding his face, needs help up. You can still see him, like, I don't know if he got poked in the eye or it was his nose, but he's in an awful amount of pain.
Anytime you take any type of contact to the face or the head, especially being an elbow or just a bone, it definitely do some damage for you.
Looks like he's holding his cheek there as he comes off the court. You'd have to assume it was an errant elbow.
Right. But it's good to see him get up and walk off the court, and there's nothing too serious.
And checking into the game for Baruch for the first time tonight is number 30, Asaph Charles. Now, if I got this right, he's a 6'9" junior out of Brooklyn, and giving Baruch another long body for City College to deal with. And you see him standing next to Mike White, and
you see the big difference in height.
And now William Sixsmith, left wing three, knocks it down. They're almost too worried about Charles and how they're going to defend him because you could hear him calling stuff out from the bench.
Right.
And leaving Sixsmith open on the left wing to extend the lead to 20. We may see some of Baruch's depth even more tonight if they're able to continue with this lead as Jazalik has it now. Gives it off to number 12, just checked into the game, Sean Walker for City College. Mike White thinks about it, back to Denard. Denard, left wing three, rattles that one home. Baruch lead by 17. A little under 11 minutes to play here in the second half. Inside to Charles from Reese, and really nothing you can do about it. You got Jazalik on him. Jazalik coming in at 6'2", giving 7 inches to the big man, Charles.
Yeah, just do a simple pick and roll, let him dive to the rim. Just give it up top so he can get the ball at this highest point, and he'll be good.
Easy offense, and Mike White airballs a three there.
That's tough.
And that's going to be a timeout for Coach Dale and the City College Beavers. So with 10:20 remaining, Baruch lead by 19. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena in the second game of our Baruch doubleheader against City College. Baruch lead right now 61-42. With 10:20 remaining here in the ball game, and Baruch really been pedal to the metal here in the second half. 18-9 run really to open up this even bigger lead than they had after the first.
Yeah, it all started with that timeout that Coach Alisi called once the Beavers were able to cut the lead to 6. And since that point, the Bearcats have been hitting on all cylinders, both on the offensive end and dominating the rebound, dominating the boards on the defensive and offensive end.
Now Michael Richards checking into the game for Baruch, the sophomore from Midwood High School in Brooklyn. So Mike White penetrates, kicks it out to Denard. Denard's three's no good and rebounded by Charles.
Yeah, definitely the Beavers right now.
Nice behind the back dribble there by Reese. Sorry to cut you off there, Jamal.
Nah, it's all good, man.
Nice spin around jumper by Andre Harris, rebounded by Zakino, no good. Tip-in is either by...
I think that's going to go to Andre Harris on that one.
Yeah, they gave it to Andre Harris, his 16th point of the night, as Baruch come away with that board. Gives it up to Richards. Richards going to drive right to the rim. Reverse lay-in high off the glass. Nice play there by Michael Richards, and that'll get the bench off their seats as well.
Bearcats are just taking advantage of this Beavers defense, which is not existent right now.
Nice. You're a little hop step there by Mike White. No good, though. And Charles just told everybody even on his team for the rebound. Andre Harris able to save that one from going out of bounds. Dangerous pass from Reese. Zucchino now in the corner. Gives it up top to Reese. And the only member of the starting five still in the game right now is Andre Harris, who has the ball up top looking for options. Pull-up jumper, able to knock that one down.
The Bearcats cannot be stopped right now. They enjoy a comfortable 25-point lead.
Now Mike White has it. Give it off to Cam Barris. Denard has it up top. And Sean Walker no good on that three from the right wing. Andre Harris comes away with the rebound. It'll be Reese pushing into the front court. And a turnover there by Baruch and a turnover right back there by City College. And Zucchino hits the deck. Charles gets the rebound and he misses and gets his own rebound and able to finish. And it's going to be a timeout and a subs. I'm sorry. I guess it was not a timeout. Just a chance to get some subs in.
But look at the size.
DeAndre Gibbs checks in, so Andre Harris, his night might actually be over with 8 minutes left, and Baruch with a 27-point lead here at the Arc Arena. It's right now Zucchino, Richards, Gibbs, Reese, and Charles.
Charles literally on that last play just dropped the ball right into the hoop. The Beavers defenders couldn't do anything about it.
And for City College, it looks like it's going to be Banks, White, Denard, Rashad, and Aragundade. Now White to drive into the lane. His shot contested. Nice play there over the 6'9" Asaph Charles. Mike White looking a little bit above his height right there.
That's one thing you're always going to see from the little players. Coming in at 5'5", going against Asaph Charles, 6'9". And on that play right there, Mike White won.
What a floater, too. Able to get it up and over, and as he hit the deck.
And most importantly, you've seen with Charles, his intentions, he was going to swat that ball.
His eyes probably open up on that one as Mike White is able to get the and one. Gibbs trapped. Gives it up to number 5, Brandon Otley, who just checked into the game. And Otley able to get the steal there from Rashad. Otley can slow things down. And a bad play there all around by by the Baruch as it goes off DeAndre Gibbs last. Baruch really had, I think, a 4-on-1 right there. Easy bucket opportunity missed.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of fact that, you're coming into the game, you want to get moving. I think Coach Alisi would tell his team you just need to slow it down and run their offense.
So White takes a pick from Aragundade. Now Rashad has it. Give it up top to White. Close out there by Zucchino. Nice close out there. Ball barely grazes iron, but Charles hands it right back. And able to block it there. Nice play there, but it's going to be a foul on Asaph Charles.
So close. It almost was able to get the block, but if you go into the line, the foul on Charles.
And Denard off on the first.
And it's safe to say it is the Baruch Bearcats with 7 minutes, a little bit over 7 minutes remaining in this game, has definitely blown it wide open.
And now Gibbs on the rebound. Now Zucchino, corner 3, lines it up, no good. Charles battles for the rebound, but it's going to go off him last. Then it'll go back to City College. Baruch leading by 24. And if you're Coach Alisi right here, you kind of just want to see your team put together some nice possessions and really kind of play within the system that you're trying to run, even with some of these younger guys on the court.
And even for the younger guys, this is definitely a moment to impress the coaching staff to be in position to get some more minutes, Whatever you do out on the court, all the positives are all taken down and taken into consideration.
And DeAndre Gibbs fouls, I think, Rashad on the 3. Yes, it is Romello Rashad, and they'll send him to the line, I believe, for 3 shots.
Now that right there is the foul that you don't want.
Sloppy play there from the Bearcats, and the Bearcats will actually about to put their starting 5 back into the game with 6:46 remaining.
You know, especially in a game like this, anything can happen. You want to rely on those starters to close out the game.
(69-46) Baruch lead. He knocks down the last one. So with 6:45 remaining, it's 69-47. And I think Coach Alisi just going with a couple more guys that he could trust to break down the zone and put a few more points on the board. I don't think 69 is not, unreachable if you're City College.
All you need is 7 threes. 7 stops, 7 threes.
That's all?
Hey, man, I give you 21.
And you'll be right there.
You know, you'll be down by 1, but you'll be right there.
Juan Villar will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. No good on the first, and it'll be rebounded by Denard, and Coach Dale wants him to push the tempo. Mike White has it. Rashad back to White up top. Denard has it as Mike White thought about the shot. Now Gutic has it now, working on Villar. Step back jumper, knocks that down is Romello Rashad. Not the shot you want, but it's the shot he made, so.
It's definitely tough for CCNY because they haven't been able to get the ball to their players with bad late passes.
Now Sixsmith takes the pick from Villar, looking for options, gives it off to Andre Harris up top, who's going to drive into the paint. And he can't finish with that right hand. Now it's Romello Rashad going end-to-end, trying to finish with the right hand himself. Up and under is no good, and Villar comes away with the rebound, and Sixsmith can control the tempo, and instead he'll push. And I think Coach Alisi wants it to slow things down.
Yeah, definitely with a little over 5 minutes to go in this game, you want to slow it down.
Ooh, nice pass there by William Sixsmith, back door.
You slow it down, get back to the basics. William Sixsmith to Alan Villar.
And it's going to be a timeout with 5:13 remaining. Baruch leads 71-49, 22-point lead here at the Arc Arena. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena. If you're just tuning in with us here, we had a doubleheader. First, the women's game, down by 14 in the third quarter, able to take the lead by 2 in the fourth. Unfortunately, not able to hold on in the final minutes, losing by 5. And now the men here up by 22. Coach Alisi had the bench pretty much in, and they just couldn't really, couldn't close out the deal, but weren't playing the style of basketball that I know Coach Alisi wanted. So with 22-point lead, you'll see the starters back in. Rashad has it now up top. Mike White, left wing, looking for options. (21) White, that's going to be on Banks, Tyler Banks, the offensive foul on the screen, and it'll go back to Baruch with a little under 5 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Bryler Page into Sixsmith. Back in his own end. Nice spin there to get away from Javier. And William Sixsmith able to get it across the timeline. Rashad against Jack Sixsmith, right into the lane. Jack Sixsmith, Villar fighting for the rebound, and he's fouled.
You're definitely now hearing the fan chatter. Beavers fans not happy with that last call.
And Denard to check back into the game for for City College, excuse me. Tyler Banks coming to the bench. And you know, Baruch has some of these aspirations that we think they do this year. You know, competing in the conference tournament, maybe winning a competing for a conference championship. At 0-5, this is one of the teams, sorry to say it, but you have to kind of beat on that road.
Right, definitely at the bottom of the division. Definitely a winnable game, especially when you look at the size advantage that you have over them. So this is definitely a game that you want to come into and execute to secure the win.
I mean, across the board, you're only looking at 3 teams that are above 500 in the conference, with Brooklyn at 6-1, John Jay at 4-1, and Baruch at 4-2. So you got to beat up on some of these teams here at the bottom of the conference,
right?
Like a City College, and you kind of already could see some of the teams that may give you trouble moving forward in Brooklyn and John Jay.
No, you could definitely see a lot of teams that's going to cause the Bearcats trouble, but, you know, very early on in the season when teams are still figuring out chemistry, how the players play on the court, once we get to conference play, those questions and those things are going to come into play and be magnified.
And if this is Brooklyn College at 6-1, a precursor of what they could be later on in the season, it's very impressive because you're looking at a team that went to back-to-back CUNYAC finals, pretty much lost all their seniors, had a rough down season, bottom part of the conference last year, but to rebuild that program in really the span of only 1 year, very impressive job by Brooklyn College.
As long as you're able to get those players and the players come, you can definitely produce, and you can definitely have a great turnaround like Brooklyn is experiencing right now.
So with 4:07 left, Baruch lead by 22, 72-50. Andre Harris taking the time out there while he was trapped against the sideline. So don't forget to tune in a week from tonight as Baruch will be back in action here on YouTube channel Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. So the games come pretty heavy right at the beginning of the season. Then you have the break kind of over the finals weeks and Christmas. And then right at the beginning of the year, I mean, it just really picks up because you're going to play the majority of your schedule January, February, and then obviously, of course, the conference tournament at the end of February, beginning of March. Nice play there by Villar on Gutic.
Baruch Bearcats up now. Your score is 74-50.
Gutic trying to work on Villar, gives it up to Denard. Gutic into the lane. He gets stripped. Bryler Page comes away with it up to Sixsmith. Back to Bryler Page, and they'll slow stuff down. Smart move there by the veteran Sixsmith. Now inside to Harris.
So all you really need to do right now is just run your offense and run some clock.
What I do find interesting about the schedule for Baruch, you play at Hunter on Friday, which is going to be a big game in itself at 8:30, and then you play. Those are your two. You have 2 conference games. Then you play 3 more out of conference. Home against New Paltz on the 11th. Then you have 17 days off. Then you go at Westfield, Mass. Home against Rutgers, Camden in back-to-back days, and then right after New Year's, CUNYAC conference just picks up again until the end of the season. But it's weird to see those 3 games just lumped in into the schedule.
Right. But it's most important that, seeing that it's already there in the schedule, that the Bearcats take advantage of these early games, especially with the fact that Hunter College is 0-1 in conference play and 2-4 overall. So that's definitely a matchup that the Bearcats want to take advantage of and execute and put themselves in the best position to win.
Yeah, and Hunter's playing against York as we speak. Now Javier into the lane, finds Banks right corner. His shot, looks like Harris got him on the arm. And that's going to be his third foul of the evening. I think that's going to be a tough test, though. You're talking about going on the road to Westfield State in Westfield, Mass. And then very next day, granted, it's a 2 p.m. tip. You should be out of there by 4. You probably won't be home until evening.
Right.
And then you have to come back here probably early for the team, less so for the fans, on Saturday to play Rutgers Camden. Very good test, tough test to see how the turnaround will go.
No, it'd be definitely a test for the Bearcats, going all the way up to Westfield State University, back in the Arc Arena. Basically playing a back-to-back at early call times.
Yeah. A little surprised that out-of-conference game wasn't scheduled a little bit later.
Right.
But I guess Rutgers Camden wants to get home as well, back to South Jersey.
It's the holidays. Everybody wants to compete, but everybody also wants to spend time with their family.
A nice shot there by Harris that rolls around and drops. Maybe it will be a great test, though, for this Baruch team, and maybe test the strength of this depth that we believe Baruch to have. Now Denard has a crossover into the lane. His shot contested. Bounce ball bounces back out to Banks. Corner three by Denard. Just short, and Jack Sixsmith on the rebound. He'll push it quickly into the front court. Mike White fouls him, and that'll send Jack Sixsmith to the line, and there'll be a slew of changes for the Bearcats and City College.
Oh, they're not in the penalty yet.
No, they are. They just have to wait for the between the free throws.
Right. This is like one of those plays when everybody goes back to the locker room, and then they have to come
It's
back
like the
and do
extra
one
point
last
that
play.
doesn't happen.
Yeah, But rules are rules, and you got to follow them.
Sixsmith knocks down the first. It's going to be a slew of changes. First for City College coming into the game, Sean Walker. Number 30, Stephen Monfort, Number 13, Terrell Trim. Number 20, Justin Hicks. And number 23, Daniel Pijatowski. And for the Bearcats, it's going to be number 31, Matthew Bantis. Number 34, Nathaniel Orman, another big body at 6'7". It's going to be number 12, Ian Voss-Potts. Number 5, Brandon Otley. And number 14, Michael Richards.
Brugans definitely have some size out there right now. Voss-Potts at 6'7".
The foul there is going to be on number 14, Michael Richards. He fouls number 13, Terrell Trim, who'll go to the line, the freshman from Springfield Gardens, New York. And he knocks down the first. And he's good on the second. So 79-54, Baruch lead, 2:01 remaining here in the game.
Now the Bearcats are positioned. Just run down this clock and walk out of here victorious.
Orman hands it off to Richards. Now to Otley in the corner. Otley's going to drive, trying to give it back to Orman. That's going to go last off of City College, and Baruch will stay with it. Otley to inbound, finds Bantis in the corner, thinks about shooting, looking for Orman. Finds him inside, looking for options. Orman double teamed outside to Otley, corner wing three, knocks that one down. The three-pointer there for Brandon Otley, his first bucket of the night, 82-54. Baruch lead by 28. Now Walker right into the lane, kicks it out to Trim. Trim trying to find the back door, unable to find it. It'll go back to Baruch with 1:09 remaining, and pretty much just clock has to tick off here because this game has been over for quite a bit here in the second half, unfortunately.
Right. After that first timeout, we got to go back to that timeout early on in the second half. The Baruch Bearcats have been relentless, both on the defensive end, crashing the boards, getting quality shots, and making the most of all their possessions.
Baruch right now outscoring the City College by 18 here in the second half, 39-21, and a nice defensive effort, really clamping down after letting up 33 in the first half, did the Bearcats.
And out-rebounding them by a whopping 21 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, when you see that and you see 13 offensive boards more than the City College, it was always going to be tough for City College to win. They really cut down the field goal percentage as well.
Right.
And the three-point percentage for City College, shooting a respectable 47% from the field themselves.
Altogether, a very good collective game by the Bearcats.
And you got to be happy heading into Hunter on Friday knowing you just held the team to 55 in the conference and put up 82 yourself, coming off a loss. So very impressive.
Good way to bounce back and start CUNYAC conference play on a good note.
So a very impressive day for a bunch of players on Baruch. You're talking about Andre Harris now leading the way with 21 and 18 points. I mean, not 18 rebounds, excuse me. What a day. Almost a 20-20 game. He won't be getting that tonight as he's been off the court now for the last couple of minutes. William Sixsmith, 20 points on 6 of 11 from downtown. Villar had 13 in 22 minutes. Page had 10 in 31 minutes. So everyone really contributing to get Baruch the points they needed tonight. And
if you take a look at Andre Harris, a slow start to start off the game. He was having trouble finding his spot, but once he got going, he just kept going, and then that got him 18 rebounds and 21 points.
I think Andre Harris is a great scorer. He's going to be a great player for this team. I like to see him get to the free throw line a little bit more. Only 2 free throws and 21 shots to get 21 points. I just know he could be more efficient than that, even though he had a great shooting percentage of 47%. You look at that, though, and if you get to the free throw line, you don't have to take that many shots, and even then you don't have to, even at 48%, maybe you're shooting 15 shots and still shooting the same clip.
Right.
So a win here for Baruch, starting off their CUNYAC schedule 1-0, sending City College to 0-2 in the conference, 0-6 overall, and a solid win if you're Baruch, and definitely something you needed coming off that loss when you lose by 16 at William Patterson.
Definitely a good way to come back and get a win. Definitely a great way to start off CUNYAC play, 1-0. They have a game coming up right around. I mean, they have a short turnaround time, but this Friday they'll be playing at Hunter. Tip-off time is at 8:30, so that's also another game that the Bearcats are going to want to come out and perform well in to go start off the season in the CUNYAC conference on a good note.
So only 4 more games between now and January 1st. Definitely winnable games, and I think that test December 28th at Westfield State in Massachusetts, home against Rutgers Camden the very next day. Big test. But it starts at Hunter, another CUNYAC conference game, and like you said, another must-win, and keep it rolling, and to get into the new year with a few more wins under your belt.
Right, and a great way by Coach Alisi to have games like this on the schedule, so he can put his team through different scenarios and see how they perform and see who can answer the call. And definitely tonight, with contributing with Andre Harris, William Sixsmith, Alan Villar, Bryler Page, those are all 4 starters.
A little bit of commotion here in the stands at the end of the game here, but that'll wrap it up for us here at Baruch. Once again, Andre Harris leading the Bearcats tonight with 21 and 18, Sixsmithing having 20 on 6 of 11 shooting, and Baruch winning 82-58. So the Bearcats split this evening. First, the women game, great effort, they were down 14 and they won. They down 14, up by 2, and then eventually losing the game by 5, unfortunately. But the men really putting their foot on the gas here at the end of the game and really being able to close things out. So with that being said, Baruch 82, City College 58. This broadcast has been in conjunction with the Baruch Athletic Department and the Baruch men and women's basketball team, in conjunction with the athletic department as well. Once again, Baruch 82, City College 58. You've been watching Baruch basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. For Jamal Chapman, I'm David Just. Have a great night.
Good night, New York.